dear students, in this video lecture we are going to discuss some in-text questions of D block elements. Okay, so first in-text question is silver a transition element? Right, if we see silver in the periodic table, silver is present in the 11th group, right, having atomic number 17. Okay, and its period number is 5, group number is 11. Okay, so is this a transition element? Yes or no? Okay, so we will start this solution of this question, that is silver atomic number 47. We will write its electronic configuration, or krypton 36 5s1 4d10. Okay, this is exceptional electronic configuration. Now we know that oxidation states of silver is +1 as well as +2. Okay, if we talk about the +1 oxidation state of silver, okay, the electronic configuration will be krypton 36 4d10. Okay, it loses an electron from 5s orbital. Okay, from 5s orbital it loses one electron. Okay, now when we will see its electronic configuration in +2 oxidation state, it will be krypton 36 4d9. Now when it loses two electrons, one electron from 5s and one from 4d, right, we will see here this is incomplete d orbital, right, this d orbital is incompletely filled, due to which we can say it is a transition element in +2 oxidation state. So what is the reason behind this, that silver is a transition element, although if we write its electronic configuration it has d10 electrons, it means d is fully filled, but it is a transition element, right? So the answer is, due to its variable oxidation state, it is a transition element. Okay, right. Now second question, in text question is, in the series scandium having atomic number 21 to zinc having atomic number 30, the enthalpy of atomization is lowest. Why? Very important question. Okay, I have discussed the enthalpy of atomization in the class. Okay, the energy required where 1 mole of solid substance gets converted into gaseous atoms. This is enthalpy of atomization, right? But the question is, in the series scandium to zinc, okay, the enthalpy of atomization is lowest. Okay, so why? Right, the extent of metallic bonding is lowest in zinc is due to absence of unpaired electrons in the 3 orbital of zinc. Okay, so that enthalpy of atomization of zinc is lowest, right? If we write the electronic configuration of zinc having atomic number 30, it will be organ 18 4s2 3d10. Okay, this is 3d10 having 10 electrons, so this is fully filled. We know enthalpy of atomization, it is directly proportional to number of unpaired electrons, and this enthalpy of atomization, it also depends upon the strength of metallic bonding, and the strength of metallic bonding, it depends on the number of unpaired electrons. So in the case of zinc, there is 0 unpaired electron, so we can say the enthalpy of atomization is lowest in case of zinc. Okay, now the in text question third, we have a series scandium to zinc, right, and in the question it is asked which element show a variable oxidation state. If we write the electronic configuration of all these elements, we will see in the chromium we have 3d5 4s1 electronic configuration, and in manganese we have 3d5 4s2. Okay, if we write its expected electronic configuration, it is 3d4 4s2. Okay, 3d4 4s2. Okay, in this state this electronic configuration is achieved when one electron jumps from s orbital to d orbital, but the expected electronic configuration is this. Here is d4, that is less number of unpaired electrons, okay, from expected electronic configuration, and this is expected electronic configuration, we have 5 unpaired electrons, right? So here the question is, which element in the series show maximum oxidation state? So this is the manganese. We show oxidation state from +2 to +7. It has maximum oxidation state. Okay, chromium has maximum oxidation state of +6, right? Now next question is, in test question 4, the standard electrode potential of the metal ion when it gets converted into solid metal. The value of copper is positive, okay, and this is given +0.34 volt. It is in this way standard electrode potential of copper 2 + 2 copper. Its SRP is given plus में 0.34 volt. What is possibly the reason for this positive SRP? Okay, and the hint given in this question is, we have to consider enthalpy of atomization, okay, and we have to consider its hydration energy very low for copper. So what is possibly the reason that it shows positive SRP? Okay, we have copper in solid state, and when it will get converted into gaseous state, the energy required is enthalpy of atomization, and according to question we have to consider this enthalpy of atomization for copper high, that is positive. Okay, now this copper in gaseous state, okay, it will get converted into ion. Okay, the energy required is enthalpy of ionization. Okay, and this energy is also given to this substance, so this is also positive. Okay, now when we get this ion in gaseous state on hydrating, okay, when this gets hydrated, okay, the energy is released here, that is hydration energy which is being released. So this will be negative, this will be low. We have to consider this low according to question. So we will get aqua sign. Okay, aqua sign. So the question is all over. So from SRP, that this standard electrode potential copper 2 + 2 copper, okay, it's positive. Why? This is the question. Okay, so if we talk here, if we will see here, this is also positive, this is also positive, and this is negative. Overall this plus minus gets cancelled, we have overall this positive. Okay, so overall this SRP, we can say this is positive. Okay, because this SRP, it depends on three factors: enthalpy of atomization, which is also positive; ionization energy, which is also positive; hydration energy, which is negative. Now overall we will see here, plus minus gets cancelled, overall we will get positive. Okay, so this SRP of copper is positive, right? Now we have the in-text question 5th. How would you account for the irregular variation of ionization enthalpies first and second of the first transition series elements? Okay, how we will account this irregular variation, okay, for the first and second ionization energies? So there are the following reasons for irregular variations in ionization enthalpies. Okay, it is found to be the increase in ionization energy on continuously filling of inner d orbitals. If we have electron d0, okay, if we have d5 electrons, if we have d10 electrons, this is considered to be the most stable oxidation state, right? We have a chromium, this is 3d5. We have a zinc, this is 3d10. These are exceptionally stable electronic configuration, and they have exceptionally high ionization energies, right? For stable electronic configuration, we know the ionization enthalpy is high. Okay, if we talk about the second ionization enthalpy or second ionization energy, we know that second ionization energy is always greater than first ionization enthalpy. Okay, so if we have this zinc and this copper, on losing one electron we will get 3d10, and this is 3d10. Okay, Now if we lose here second electron, that is Zn plus 2, we will get 3d10 electron. Second electron will remove from 4s, okay, and here we will get 3d9, okay, we will get 3d9. So we will look here, this is stable electronic configuration, okay, and this is not the stable electronic configuration, okay. Now next in text question is, why is the highest oxidation state of metal exhibited in its oxide or fluorides only, right? So for example, this is the oxide of D block element, that is magnetine. Oxidation state of manganese is +7. So what is the reason behind this, that these metal oxides or metal fluorides, they show highest oxidation state? Again, this is very important question. So we have these fluorine as well as oxygen, they are more electronegative atoms and they have small size, okay. These oxides, they are able to form p pi d pi bonding and also p pi bonding, okay. Due to this reason, okay, they show highest oxidation state, okay. And in comparison to fluoride and oxides, oxides show highest oxidation state as compared to fluorides, okay, right, because it has the valency 2 and fluoride has the valency 1, isn't it? Okay. Now this in text question 7th is, which is stronger reducing agent, okay, copper plus 2 or iron plus 2, okay. So we know reducing agent is which reduces others and itself get oxidized, okay. If we look at the electrochemical series, we have the various reduction potentials, okay, of the elements, okay. For example, copper 2 plus, when it will get oxidized, okay, and it will get converted into copper 3 plus this electron. So this SRP for this copper is negative 0.41, okay. So this reduction potential is less, so it will get oxidation, okay. So oxidation will be more of this copper 2 plus, okay. And we have studied that if there is negative SRP, okay, this negative SRP, it is directly proportional to reducing power, okay. This is directly proportional to reducing power, okay. So it will get reduced and it will reduce others, okay, and get oxidized itself. Similar way, we have iron 2 plus, it will get oxidized in iron 3 plus electron, and this SRP is given 0.77 volt, okay. So this reduction potential is positive, and this positive SRP, it is directly proportional to oxidizing power, so it will oxidize others and itself get reduced, okay. So we have the question, which is more reducing, okay, which is stronger reducing agent. So in comparison, this copper 2 plus is stronger reducing agent because it has negative SRP, okay, negative SRP. More is the reducing power, okay. Reducing power is directly proportional to negative SRP, as we have studied, okay. So this we will stop this video lecture here, okay. Thank you.